Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to give my first impressions of Tokyo Revengers by Ken Wakui. I own the first 3 volumes digitally, as it was released in it was included in the most recent Kodansha Humble Bundle, so you can purchase this digitally through Kodansha. I believe there's like over 20 volumes so far. It's definitely not a short series by any means, and I don't remember if it's ongoing or not, but I only have read and I own the first 3. So to start off, this is an excellent manga so far. These first 3 volumes, super gripping, so invested in all these characters. I want to know what happens. This is basically a delinquent time travel story. And it's super cool so far. So our main character, Takemichi, he's about 24-ish, I think. And we start off with him watching the news and seeing that his first and only girlfriend back in like middle school when he was around 14-ish has died in a recent gang sort of violent scuffle situation. And so we see him kind of being like, oh, she was my only girlfriend I've ever had, and now she's dead. This is weird. Haven't seen her in like a decade, but it's still weird. And then we kind of see him going about his daily life. He's getting yelled at by his neighbors. He's getting yelled at by his boss. He's clearly miserable. He doesn't seem to have any friends. He doesn't seem to be, interacting with people in a productive way. And then he's pushed in front of an oncoming subway train. So he thinks he's going to die, and then all of a sudden he comes to, and he is back in middle school. And he's on his way with his buddies to go fight some other schools, students. And he remembers this moment. He's like, oh, I remember this happening sort of vaguely. Like, what are we doing here? Oh, yeah, I remember this. And lo and behold, we find out that he's able to time travel. And so his kind of goal is to save. When he kind of comes back to the present time, he realizes that even the short time that he was there in the past, he's already altered the future, or the present day, I guess. And so his goal is to go back to the past and save the girlfriend from dying in this future situation, gang situation, and to also, as he kind of sees how things are changing, to save the other people that he cared about from either dying or just their life kind of taking a tragic turn because of their involvement with this gang. So we learn that he was actually involved with an earlier kind of iteration of this future gang that ends up murdering or indirectly killing the girl. And so we learn that he was kind of a rough kid and he got involved with the wrong people, and now he has to get even more involved with this group to hopefully stop what will become a future really horrible gang. Because at the time that he was involved, there was a bunch of teenagers, and now in the future there are a bunch of adults who are robbing and sexually assaulting and murdering people. So there he is in front of the train. I love the art. All of the characters that I've been introduced to in these first 3 volumes are super interesting. I love the hairstyles. I find delinquent stories to be so fascinating, especially the ones involving youth. Japanese youth kind of gang stuff, I think is really fascinating. The fight scenes are really well drawn. There's enough like humor in this to keep it from being entirely horrible and just completely bleak and dark, but obviously this is a darker story. But yeah, I highly recommend Tokyo Revengers. I think that it is excellent so far. I'm interested to see where it goes. I think it is totally worth buying. I hope this will one day get a physical release, because this is really great. Yeah, I just think that the art is so, like, it's different from stuff I've seen before, but it just is really well done and fits the vibe of the story really well. Uh, it kind of reminds me the vibe. Obviously, again, is not as dark as this, but the while I was reading it, I was very much reminded of Again, as that's also a time traveling story, but also deals with sort of like this guy who's kind of misunderstood, and a lot of the humor, the humorous aspects of this kind of reminded me of Again, because he's like he's got this adult mind, but he's in his like 14-year-old body again, and he's trying to navigate pretending to be a teenager again, while also he's on a mission. It's very entertaining. If you can handle darker kind of subject matter, highly recommend it. Yeah, this is one that I'm super stoked for, and I definitely need to purchase more. Yeah, if you've read this or anything like it, if you have any other recommendations of series that are similar to this, I would love to hear them. Anyway, thanks for watching.